Hello everyone, welcome back to Brazil. As you can see from the league table on the right hand side, we are now top of Serie A, but it's not in the circumstances that you might have thought of or you might have liked. Look at the bottom left there, you'll see that actually our last match ended in a draw, and dear Lord Almighty, we made it very, very difficult for ourselves, scoring a spectacular own goal. I tried to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper, but somehow the power gauge just filled up, and the ball was rifled past the goalkeeper by one of the central defenders to put us 1-0 down against Oeste. It was Guerrero that rescued us in the 85th minute. A lovely pass into his feet on the edge of the area. He turned his man and shot low and hard into the bottom corner to give us a point, and it turned out that the point was all we needed to go top of the league. So now after 4 matches we are top of the league on 10 points, with Vasco da Gama and Sao Paulo behind us on 9 and Ponte Preta. Funny, I wouldn't have expected them to be this high up the table, but they are at the moment keeping pace with the top teams in the league, so we'll see how long that lasts for them. Today is, as you can tell from the music, another game in the Libertadores, this one against Once Caldas, the whipping boys of the group. Let's get straight into it and let's see what we're going to do as far as the team that's playing today. One thing I should mention about the match that we drew is that we actually did end up playing a lot of our bench. We played Eder Nilsson, we played Potka, we played Patrick, Charles and Cuesta, and we still managed to get a draw out of it, so we didn't do too badly. Romero could do with a game, so we're going to throw him in instead of Lomba, who could definitely do with a rest, and Lopez is looking a bit leggy as well, so I think we'll play... kind of tempted to play Eder Nilsson on the right hand side. We actually played him in the place of Hulimar in the last game. He didn't do too badly, but let's try Eder Nilsson out on this side of the pitch today. He is a right footer, naturally a right sided player anyway, so right wing forward might suit him actually. He's got the pace for it at least. Nonato and Velasco in the centre, and Guerrero will continue to play up front for us, although I probably, if things are going alright for us at half time, will substitute him off for either Potka or Suarez. We'll see how things go there though. A customary check of the kits to make sure that there's no clashes, and away we go. Match day 5, I believe, of the Libertadores. We've got 10 points on the board already. Another 3 points would be very, very welcome. But to be honest, 1 point should be enough to put us through. Not as group winners, but certainly as one of the top 2 teams in the group of 4. So here we are back at Estadio Beira Rio, our home ground. Caldas already on the pitch, and now we make our triumphant entry. The home fans no doubt will be happy to see their team. A stream of red ticker tape falls from the skies. The fireworks all around, letting you know that tonight is an important match night. The most important competition in South American football, some would argue. Who am I to argue with them? And while the photographers leave the pitch and the crowd settles down, we get ourselves ready for another night of football. Here we go. Gallardo on the left hand side plays the ball forward to Hulimar, who crosses it in immediately, and a header from Guerrero does trouble Cadavid, but the goalkeeper more than capable of hanging on to it, and he immediately launches one high and long into the Inter half. And that goal kick is something of a weapon for them. Free kick given away by Mailton on the right hand side of defence. The moment he took a nibble at that player, I knew that that ball was going to be given to them. Guzman whips one in, managed to head it away. And hopefully Guerrero can get back on his feet and get onto that. He can't quite manage it, unfortunately. Oh, and that's a brilliant through ball. He's offside, though. Heart in the mouth moment there for Inter fans all around the stadium. He wasn't off by much either, and look at the pace on him. He's a very, very pacey player, Garcia. We shall have to keep an eye on him as this game continues to proceed. Here's Mailton, right-hand side, plays it in to Rodriguez, the defensive midfielder. He finds Nonato, who doesn't have much in front of him, so he plays it back to Rodriguez again, into Velasco now. Here's Gallardo. Hulamar can't get onto the ball, but the defender clears it out of play for a free kick, I was going to say. For a throw-in, and actually an Inter player takes the last touch, so it's a Caldas throw. Infuriating when players don't understand they can just let a ball go and they'll get the possession. There we go. Here's Guerrero. Ed Nilsson, and he scored. Ed Nilsson with what I think might be his first goal for Inter, and what a goal it was. Nicely taken. He opened up his body and the ball flew past the outstretched hand of the goalkeeper. It was played across his body. There wasn't much he could do about it. Let's watch the replay here. Guerrero saw the run, played the ball in. It wasn't the best finish in the world. The goalkeeper on reflection is going to be mightily angry with himself there. But Ed Nilsson will not care. It's his first goal. And he'll be hoping, and so will the fans, that there'll be many more where that comes from. With Ed Nilsson starting to flourish in attacking areas of the pitch, I'm starting to ask myself if we necessarily need to buy this mythical right wing forward. Although I say that safe in the knowledge that we've put a bid in for a player, and we might very well be getting an absolute bargain. I'll tell you more about that when the game is finished and we return to the main menu. But trust me when I say he's Brazilian, he's good, and he's a lot cheaper, or at least I think he'll be a lot cheaper than he should be. Caldas just playing it around the back now. Oh, that's a loose ball, and in to pick it up. Here's Nonato. Plays it through to Ed Nilsson. Into the middle for Guerrero. He's got plenty of time, but he didn't set himself properly. You can see here a heavy first touch cost him his position, and with the defender sliding in to try and make a last-ditch tackle, it was just enough to put him off. Lizarazo, middle of the pitch, plays it to Espalza. Rodriguez manages to win the ball, but gives it away immediately with a really poor pass. Gallardo's out of position, and Schurz gives away the free kick with a very clumsy challenge. We'll see the replay here. There's nothing pretty about that challenge whatsoever. It's a full-blooded shoulder-to-shoulder collision. Guzman stands over the ball. It's going to be whipped in. Carlos gets his head to it first, and Nonato does a good job of following up, but he can't keep hold of it. Here's a shot, and it just whizzes by the right-hand post of the goalkeeper. It's a good shot. A shame it wasn't on target. It's still 1-0 here, and Romero will look to start play off. He plays it wide right to Mailton. Inter still very attack-minded in this first half. Ball's played into Nonato. He and Velasco giving extra width to this team where they need it. Mailton plays the ball into the box, up for a header. And the goalkeeper does very well to save it, and his defenders save him his blushes, because that ball could have fallen to the feet of an attacking player. Peralta gets it back. Espalza, Guzman, back to Espalza. Peralta again. Nazarit. Long ball out to the right-hand side, but it just had a little bit too much on it. Goes out for a throw to Inter. Gallardo plays it in to Velasco. Here's Hulimar. Holds it up well. Plays it back to Velasco. Cross into the box. Guerrero with the header. And again, it's just not good enough to beat Cadavid, who will now launch one high and long. Schur's looking to get under it. It doesn't quite win the header. Lizarazu. Londono. And it takes a deflection off the defender. It's going to be a corner kick. Once Caldas are not out of this game by any means. Inter will have to concentrate at this corner. Hulimar underneath it, gets the defensive header gone. Velasco put pressure on the midfielder. There's a chance. Brilliant save by Romero. Fantastic reaction stop. Defenders allowing the shot to be taken. They'll be angry, but the lad's got so much power and strength. He was able to hold a man off. And you can see the interesting look on the face of Romero, the goalkeeper. A mixture of happiness and the look of someone who's just had a curry and needed to get rid of it. Londono, Lizarazu. Velasco does a good job to get his foot in. He can't win the ball. He does this time though. Up to Guerrero. He's got very little support with him. He does now. Hulimar. Guerrero. Out to Gallardo. Ed Nilsson. Can he get a second? He can! What an evening this is turning out to be for Ed Nilsson. It was all a little bit ragged until that final ball, and what a pass that was. Absolutely tearing the defence apart with that through ball in between the channel of right back and right-sided centre-back. Ed Nilsson was already running. He knew the ball was going to get played there, and it was a simple finish for him. Much better finish than the first one, I will say. He's got a brace. Velasco wins it. Plays it to Rodriguez. Up to Hulimar. Play stretched slightly here. Ball into the box. Guerrero looking to get onto it. Defender does well, gets under it. And that's it. That's it for the first half. Ed Nilsson with 2 goals, making all the difference in this Libertadores Matchday 5 game. Once Caldas looking as though they're onto another hiding to nothing. But they have made a game of it with 3 shots of their own to Inter's 6. Oh, he's fast, this boy. He's left the defender for dead, but fortunately for Inter, the cross harmlessly finds its way into the hands of the goalkeeper. Here's Velasco. Looking for Ed Nilsson. Couldn't quite find him, but Nonato may win this header. He can't, but Rodriguez gets onto the second ball. Guerrero just couldn't quite shape his run to intercept that pass, as good as it was. That's very good from Rodriguez. Guerrero, oh, he can't get it on target. He managed to muscle himself into a good position but he couldn't find that finishing. Kadavid tells his players, I'm going long. And indeed he does. He goes all the way to Diego Carlos. Here's Nonato into Rodriguez. Out wide to Mailton. Looks forward. He's got Nonato with him if he wants him. He uses him. Here's Velasco. Hulamar. Oh, it's off the post. Eder Nilsson makes himself useful. Stops the clearance from taking place. But only at the result of a goal kick. Let's have another look at that shot that cannoned back off the upright. Sorry, Hulamar very disappointed, very unlucky not to be on the score sheet now. Header won by Inter, but possession was taken off of them by Caldas. Oh, that's good play. If they can get a cross in. Oh, it's surely a goal. It is. It's 2-1. And once Caldas have got themselves a goal back, and it's game on here. They're running back to the to the centre circle. They obviously want to get this game restarted. Fantastic pass. Absolutely tore this defence in half. And Romero couldn't hold on to the first header. And there was nothing he could do about the shot that followed it. It's a good header as well. Powerful. Headed down into the ground. This game far from over, it would appear. Nato's looking to get onto that in the head. Guzman can't quite manage it. Rodriguez now is trying to cut the pass out. He can't do that either. Caldas suddenly have a new lease on life here. Oof. That was great. That final pass just let them down slightly. But here's Gallardo. He's found Velasco quite nicely. But Velasco just couldn't get it out from under him. And now Caldas on the counter-attack. And that tricky winger, Quinones, he's got bags of pace. But he doesn't appear to have too much control. If he did, and I'm not being uncharitable when I say this, he probably wouldn't be playing for Caldas. There's Velasco down the left-hand side. He's lost the ball, but he manages to pick it up again. Into Hulamar. Shot from way out. And he skied it over the crossbar. I don't think it was even on target. If it was lower, I think it was probably wide right as well. But he tried to bend one, tried to shape it. Didn't really work out for him, unfortunately. It would have been spectacular had it done. Two defenders versus one attacker results in a free kick for the attacking team. Velasco makes his apologies. Could this be a chance for an equaliser? Do Caldas have a left-footed free kick taker who could cause trouble for the home team? And the answer to that apparently is no. Carlos, Donato, Velasco, Eder Nilsson. The ball was there if Guerrero could have found it, but unfortunately he didn't quite have enough backlift to get the power into that pass. Gallardo gives away another free kick. This one slightly deeper. Shouldn't think there'll be any immediate danger from the kick. Inter will have to defend. Ulemar. Just can't get a hold of defending on this left-hand side. That's a nice reverse ball by Guerrero. Here's Gallardo. Through to Ulemar. Ulemar. Gallardo, can he find the cross? Caldas get away with it. And they're looking to launch a counter. They have men coming forward. And a free kick ends up being awarded against the defender. Didn't see too much wrong with that tackle myself. A little bit of physical contact, but apparently that's illegal in today's game. Never mind. So the ball will be flighted in. Rodriguez looks to close the man down and gives away another free kick. It's all getting very scrappy out there now. From this position, no doubt they will have a free kick taker that can trouble the goalkeeper. Oh, foul. Foul on Guerrero, surely. Apparently not. Referee not having any of it. And now Inter on the break. They've only got 3 men in this attack, but if they find the right pass, they can't. All we needed was a black and white freeze frame. But that'll do it. It's the final whistle, and with that, Inter have qualified into the final 16 of the Libertadores. You can see the joy on their faces. Clearly ecstatic to have put last year's disastrous run behind them. High fives all round. Schürr's the captain of this team, very happy to have avoided the ignominy. There we go. We'll get the words out eventually, shall we? Of another last place finish in this competition. Instead, it's been a miraculous turnaround for them. They're now top of their group in the Libertadores and will qualify for the round of 16. Colo-Colo beating Arsenal means that we will probably expect to see them move on into the last 16 as well. Let's have a look at the table and we can see that indeed that is it now, with 5 games played, with only 3 points left to play for all of the teams. Internacional and Colo-Colo will be the representatives from Group 4 going through into the round of 16. Let's have a look at the other groups to see how things are going. It's very tight in Group 1. Lanús, Quito, Nacional and San Jose all very much in with a shout of getting through to the next round, although Nacional and San Jose are really going to have to score a hatful of goals if they're going to have any chance of qualifying with that goal difference. In Group 2, we can see that Independiente are so close to qualifying, and then second place, it really is a toss-up between Lima, Sao Paulo and Inter Miami. Group 3, River Plate have it all sewn up, but it's a three-way tie, or a three-way dance at least, for second place in the group. Vancouver Whitecaps at the moment have the advantage, but Minnesota United and Gremio are all fighting it out for that second place. We've already seen how Group 4 has gone. Let's have a look at Group 5, where Flamengo and Gimnasia La Plata have confirmed their participation in the next round. In Group 6, it looks as though it will be Cincinnati and Deportivo Lara, but Corinthians still have a chance of getting into that second place, and potentially, depending on how the games lie, they could still win that group. In Group 7, Atlanta United are all but through, with Cruzeiro and Penarol fighting it out for second place. And in Group 8, Atletico Mineiro are through, with Deportivo Cali very comfortable in second place. Hard lines for Sporting Cristal and Orlando City, who are both looking to crash out with 3 points apiece at this time. Right then, before we go, I did promise that I would show you the player that we're in negotiations for, and it looks like we now will know whether or not that deal is going through. The player in question is Rafinha, and it looks as though we will be getting him for the very reasonable amount of £16.294 million, a proposed weekly salary of £16,900. Actually, I hate it when people say that. £16,920. He has a release fee in the contract that we're offering him of 38 million, and his market value is already 23 million. How we had this deal accepted, I will never know. But Cruzeiro apparently perfectly happy to allow us to take Rafinha off of their hands for the paltry sum of 16.2, almost 16.3 million. Let's have a little look at what he brings to the team. You can see his primary role is attacking midfielder. He's a very speedy player, not necessarily the strongest, which I know it does go against what I had initially said I wanted out of a replacement right midfielder. I wanted someone that was strong, but Rafinha is so quick that I think he's going to make up for that. He can play as an attacking midfielder, a central midfielder, a left and right midfielder, and most importantly, he can play as a left wing forward and a right wing forward. Why they had him on the transfer list, I will never know, but it's worked out very nicely for us indeed. Here's his stats, and you can see immediately he's a speed merchant. This lad has got rockets in his boots. He will not stop running. His stamina isn't terrible, 76. He's 19 years old, so his stamina can definitely improve. We will be putting him on a training regime which will make the most of his pace and his dribbling and also his stamina. His ball control is very good. He's pretty decent with tight possession as well. The finishing at 67 will improve over time, but playing in the wing forward position, you're there just as much to furnish opportunities for the central striker as you are for making chances for yourself. Let's also remember he can play as an attacking midfielder, so he could end up playing in the place of Nonato or Velasco as well. His passing's not bad, but it will improve. Again, he's 19 years old. He's going to get better. He's diminutive, yes, but he is quick. He is very quick. He's got good balance. His physical contact isn't the best, but when you're the kind of height that he is at 167 centimetres, it's understandable. You're not necessarily going to be able to win a fight with a 6'3" centre back. So those are his stats. Let's have a look at his abilities. Well, he's got gamesmanship, so we may be able to win a few penalties with him. And there are all of his positions and his mastery of those positions. He's mastered all of those positions with the exception of central midfielder. Maybe we would think about training him as up as a striker at some point. I don't know. He's young enough that he's got plenty of time on his hands. And also you can see that he's had a massive development spurt between the ages of 17 and 19 already, and I hope that that improves and continues to improve as he stays with us, because he is now officially going to be an Inter player. That's right, Rafinha has joined Inter and will be joining us fairly soon. He'll be scheduled to move on the 1st of July. So there we go, that's the transfer news all done and dusted. We have some messages here. Rafinha's accepted the offer. Yeah, we know all about that already. Guerrero and Hulimar are in the best 11 of the month. There's the schedule for May. And here are some of the improvements and a few players who are on the down slope. And unfortunately, Patrick looks as though he might be becoming one of those players. I've got no interest in moving him out anytime soon, but he is a player that I'm going to have to keep an eye on. You can see there that a lot of other players are developing very, very nicely. Sorry, I am yawning. Oh God, if I'm yawning, I can only imagine what you guys are reacting like. But yeah, you can see there's a few players that are doing well. A lot of them are youth team players. We're going to have a look at some of them, see whether there's some players that we can bring in to give us a little bit more strength in depth. But yeah, that's everything as far as that's concerned. April's earnings, all that kind of good stuff. So there we are. Next up, where are we going to return? Well, we've got lots of league games. Maybe we return for. Hmm. We've played Flamengo enough times already this season. I don't think we're going to bother with that. Uh, let's go with Cruzeiro. That seems like a good one. So next time we return, which I think will be a Monday if I've got my days right, because everything's bleeding into one at the moment. Next time that we convene, it will be Inter versus Cruzeiro, match day 7 of the Serie A league season. I hope you can join me then. But until then, thanks very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.